This is Shera Inspires. Once again, I'm speaking to you from Nairobi, Kenya. Karibuni. This day, I would like to thank God, our God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. As a Christian, I believe in that. And I want to thank God for the gift of life. I cannot take it for granted that today I am able to see, that today I am able to hear, that today I am able to speak, that today I have a roof over my head, that today I own this camera and I'm able to record. I cannot take that for granted. And I know as you're watching me, you have many other things to thank God for. All my body organs are working. I thank God for that. And you, I'm sure that you have even much more. But many a times is that when we are always looking at the dark side of life and we don't see these simple things. Wait until you get unwell, my friend, and you cannot be able to move a certain body part, or you just cut your finger. For example, when I'm cutting vegetables and you hurt your finger and it hurts, is when you realize that you take so much for granted. When we are sick, it's a time for God to actually show us that we are special, and we need to shake our heads and remember that it takes God for us to be where we are. So He slows us down because our life is too fast. So sometimes we need to be slowed down. And today I am full of positivity and energy, and I want to psych you to come with me on this journey so that we can thank God and so that we can appreciate ourselves from whatever level. Wherever you are from, you should always see God in your life. Sometimes you just need to look at light and see God. Just look at, beautiful flowers and you thank God. You see God everywhere. And you can be able to smile and say, yes, it is true. I can see God. So let me encourage you today with a Bible verse. And it's from the book of Psalms, Psalms 115 verse 17. And it says, "It is not the dead who praise the Lord, nor any who descend into silence." So what are we being told here? That you can do only what you can do now when you're alive. If you want to leave a legacy, it is now. If you want to make a change in your life, maybe you have not had time with your children. Maybe you've not been having time with your spouse. The time is now when you're alive. It's never too late to just make a change. It's up to you. It's in your mind, and you're the final decision maker. You don't need to look up to anybody. Do not rely on human beings. It's even better to rely on God, the one who created you, and then just make some changes in your life. And these changes don't come easy, by the way. It is a process. For you to be able to light up and just smile for no reason, or just see God everywhere and feel happy, so that when people greet you, you're not like, what's good about the morning? It takes God and it takes work. It took work for me, and I'll take you through that journey. What I did and why I'm able to be where I am now, just happy and instilling positivity all around me and seeing goodness in people, even the worst people, or someone you can call really bad. I always try and wonder, why is this person this bad? And I try and see what else, where are they coming from? And guess what I've discovered during this journey? That our foundation is the one that matters. Just like a house, maybe a 3-story house or a 5-story building, the strength of that foundation will determine whether you're going to build a bungalow or whether you're going to build a flat. It will determine what weight will be carried based on the stones and the foundation, how it was done. So it's very important. So just like building, it's how we're going to build our life. So the foundation for us, it goes back to from when we were born, or how far back you can remember. I have another Bible verse as well. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 10. "Whatever you find to do with your hands, do it with all your might. For in Sheol," that means in the dead or in the grave, "where you and I are going, there is no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. It is total silence." And this reminds me also of Miles Monroe. The late Miles Monroe, he inspires me a lot. And he says that please do all that you can. Go to the grave empty. In the grave is full of ideas. The grave is full of songs that were never sung. ideas that were never utilized, books that were never written, speeches that were never given, businesses that were never started, poems that were never read. There are so many things. He says that he used to say, and his words live anyway for now, because when you listen to him, his words are alive. And he says that the grave is so rich and we should all go into the grave empty. That is very important. So whatever you can do as you're watching me, whatever you can do, do it now. Whatever changes you can make, change them now. I am the kind of person that I never want to be left behind if I've not been doing something right with the children, because like now I'm older and there are things I know that I did in the past when I was younger, and I can see that sometimes our young adults, children, there are children who are young adults now, there are trends that, you know, I can see and I've been there, so I can be able to relate to them, and I'm like, wow. So I tell them, okay, I'm not this mom. It's not like you just met me as mom. I was young as well. I was young once and I've been there, and I'm trying to make changes so that I can be able to guide them, to parent them in the best way possible. So not to worry, we all have issues and we are here to help each other. So a bit of self-reflection, it worked for me. It helped me a lot. So this self-reflection is something I do frequently. We have our youngest child who is 11 now, and before he gets home, because he gets home at around 4 p.m., between 4 and 5 p.m. So when I am alone, I do a lot of self-reflection. I always sit where it is quiet, my phone is off, there's no TV, nothing, just silence. And I will sit and reflect, if need be, close my eyes like I'm doing right now. And I will go on a journey, which I want you to go with me. And I'll go back to my childhood. I'll remember where I was born in Nyeri. I don't know where you were born, but you should go for that journey. And I recall the good times, the bad times, the lovely moments, the river that flows in my village, and how we used to swim in the river, and it makes me smile. And I also look at the coffee. I grew up in a place where we used to, you know, to pluck coffee. And I remember saying when you were young, I would say that, God, I pray that I never get married to a husband who owns a coffee plantation. So I recall and see, it makes me laugh. So there are many things that you will recall from your past that will either make you angry, so that you realize it's time now to make yourself happy, or they will make you happy and you realize that nowadays you're angry, so that you will be able to know what changes to make. So it's a journey that we should always take. I do this a lot, and I teach this a lot in my sessions about self-reflection, and discovering your lost self. Because at whatever level you are now, you might be watching me now, but you're older and you feel empty. You feel that there's nothing that's really valuable, nothing matters. There is a reason, and this is why you need to go through this journey. So it's never late. If you're older, you can go back. If you're still young, either way, whatever age, wherever you are watching me now, you can. So if you are going to go through this, what I'm trying to analyze here, and what we are trying to do is, we are looking at, you're not very happy at this point. Yes, you have a good job, you are married maybe, you have your degree or your master's or PhD, you have children, you're in a good relationship, you're in a good place, you've got money, you're living in a good area, but you're still not happy. Or the other way around, you have no money, you have no relationship, you have no children, you have no good job, you're not okay with your co-workers, you're just angry. Or maybe you could even be unwell, or you could be taking care of someone who's unwell, or you could have lost somebody, a very close person at the moment, and it's making you angry. So I normally encourage that you use the alphabet. It's easier that way, so that you can be able to go through, to analyze and just go through whatever it is alphabetically. That way you'll be able to discover exactly what your challenge is. So for example, if you go to letter A, you can be able to say that I'm an angry person. You need to analyze, why am I angry? Did something happen to me when I was young? And sometimes there are things that come to us by the way you dream about them. And some of them take you back to your childhood. And it makes you angry. And some dreams are crazy. You can be dreaming, you're wearing your school uniform when you're in your 30s now, and your dreams are back when you were in primary school, in those rural areas where we were brought up, walking around with no shoes, and taking you backwards. And this gets you angry. So I don't know at what point this makes you angry, but you need to know what makes me angry. Why am I such an angry person? Now this is a communication with self. Very important. So that before you go out there to communicate with others, you've already communicated with yourself, and you're at a place where now you know how you want others to treat you, and also how you will be able to treat others. So you're angry. Analyze what makes you angry. I'm a bitter person. Why am I bitter? Is it a missed opportunity? Is it a missed interview? Is it a missed job? Is it that I was left by my fiance at the last minute? Maybe we had the wedding planned and then he just walked away. Is it the death of a loved one? What makes you bitter? You're careless. Why are you careless? Maybe you have money. You're careless about money. You've maybe inherited property, because not everybody comes from humble beginnings. You've inherited property, but you're careless with it. You find that you have title deeds. They've been left to you by your old parents, but you don't care. You're just careless. You go to work. You find a job. Here in Kenya, it's not easy to find jobs now. But you are in this job and you're working, but you're careless with the time. You're always coming to work late. It doesn't bother you. And sometimes you also appear crazy to people. We are not, let us see, you're crazy. So why are you crazy? Why do people tell you you're crazy? And not that crazy where I hear some of you saying, you're crazy. It's like you are crazy. It depends how you say it. And you actually come to think about it and say, I'm crazy for it. So why are you crazy? Or you can also be controlling. You find that you're the kind of person, you're more dictatorial. You're a dictator, either in the relationship or at work or at home. You just want to control people and whatever decisions they make. You don't want to hear their point of view. So why are you the way you are? Is it your parents who brought you up like that? Or what? Analyze all that. Your disappointment. You are a disappointment, or you're disappointed. So why are you disappointed? Why? Then you have to think. When I close my eyes, it's very effective, by the way. When you close your eyes, you see nothing, and it's just you and your spirit and God. Very powerful. So I also encourage that you can close your eyes when you're going through this. So why are you disappointed? You have to find out why you're disappointed. Is it that you'd have gotten a better job? Is it that you'd have gotten a better spouse? Is it that you rejected someone who would have married you and by now you're not even married? Is it because that you are partying too much that you don't have a wife at the moment, and maybe all the nice girls are now taken? Is it that you're always in love, if you're a guy, with other people's wives, because most of the girls you meet, they are people's wives? Are you also a lady who you only attract married men? So are you disappointed about this? Exhausted. We are now at letter E. You're exhausted. You feel you're just exhausted about life. Nothing seems to work. Why are you exhausted? And you literally wake up tired, by the way. You feel exhausted about everything. And you feel sad as well. So why are you exhausted? And it's not, even when you wake up early in the morning, it's not like you are working at night, in your sleep, but you're exhausted. Though sometimes there are dreams that can be scary, where you have continuous nightmares, and you find yourself, maybe falling or something crazy happening to you, and you wake up, exhausted. then you also need to go to, to think spiritually, or look for a spiritual guide who will help you so that you can be able to tackle the demons from your past, so that you can be able to confront them and deal with the, hold the bull by the horns and deal with it. So you find out what is this exhaustion? Why are you exhausted? All right, you find that you're fed up. You're just fed up about stuff. Nothing seems to matter. Anything anyone tells you, you're just fed up. Why are you fed up? You find yourself, people call you greedy, because you find maybe whatever position you're in, you don't